Good morning, friends and family. My name's Josh. I'm the driveway doctor. Today, on another episode of Reap What You Sow, we are changing the alternator on a 2003 Crown Victorian that the customer bought from someone for $1,100. Now, he said that the guy he bought the car from had changed the alternator, had a new alternator on it, a new starter on it. So the client gave him $1,100, and then he blocked her phone number, and now she cannot get a hold of him, which tells me that there's probably going to be some other issues with this car. So I've already been there this morning. I'm just now getting back from the junkyard. As you can just see that beautiful prime piece of real estate that we're about to install. So what was happening this morning is the car won't start. You turn it over, it goes tick, 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 right? Clicking like crazy. It sounds like a little machine gun in a rap video or something. But, so I jumped the car off, took the jumper cables off, and about 3 to 5 minutes in, the engine's like, it's about to cut off. It almost cuts off, and it jumps back to life. And then eventually it cuts off, right? So that's telling me, number one, it's not charging. The alternator's not charging the car's battery. If your alternator isn't charging your battery, then guess what? Your car's gonna die. It's gonna die. So I get under the hood and I look at this thing. Oh my God. Thank God she only paid $1,100 for it. This looks pretty straightforward. It's right there on top of the block. Bam! Bam, right there. It's right there on the top of the block. It's right there. So, let's see. So what I want y'all to do is go ahead, hit the like button, subscribe, tell me I'm being stupid so that way YouTube knows. And let's get into the video. There she is. She's the one with the bag on the window. All right. Hopefully this is unlocked. Yeah. There she is. Let me show you this too. She's having huge problems with this thing sparking. We are gonna take care of that too. So that's just nuts. All right, there's our alternator. All right, so up here, yeah, that's what I thought. This is just a, you can just use the end of a 3/8 ratchet for that. That's all that is. And yeah, this cover should pop right off. All right, so you always want to take your negative battery off first. Ooh, that is some corrosion, baby. All right, so here is your tensioner pulley. We are going to take that off first. So you pull this just like that, and this should just pop right off. What I'm going to do is leave that bad boy just like that. I'm not going to take the whole belt off because there's no point in that, is there? Got a couple electrical connections right here. You want to take this one off. I believe that's a 10mm bolt. Jesus Christ. Pop that off like so. Put this nut back. You don't ever want to lose it. So for this one, you can just take a flathead like this and pry the back of that right there, and that will just pop right off. Easy peasy, Sunday squeezy. Stick that off to the side. Looks like there's 2 more 10s right up top. You got one right here. Jesus Christ. 10mm bolt right there. And you have one more right here. See that bad boy right there? So the reason why I couldn't get The reason why I couldn't get this one off right here, if you see that? The reason why I can't get that one off is because somebody tried to get it off and it's stripped. It's completely stripped out. See that? Terrible. So what I'm gonna do is try to beat it on with a hammer. Well, not with a hammer, I guess with my dang wrench. I'm gonna do it with my dang wrench. Dude, that thing is terrible. Let me see if I can find a 10mm box wrench. That might be a little bit better, huh? Because that thing is stripped out, baby. So, this bolt is severely stripped. I tried to put a 3/8 on it, it will not work. So I'm having to take out the entire fan shroud, which I've done now. This is beyond ridiculous. Hopefully I'm able to beat on a 3/8 socket. All right. Take that whole fan out. All right, so what I've got is a 12.38 with a little extension. You only have one shot at it, so you got to make sure you get this thing all the way on there. I just broke my socket wrench. Right here, I took a breaker bar. And put it right underneath here, so that way I could move the alternator up and down to give it a little bit more play. We only have one shot at this. So hopefully after loosening that bolt up and all that good stuff, this will work. Get my handy dandy breaker bar. Wish me luck. Oh my God, it works. Whew. Wow. All right, see, I got it. It's loosening. I'm not gonna take this bad boy all the way out because I need to put the other alternator on now. This should just come right out. Yeah, look at that. Here's the old one. Here is the new. Look over there. All right, got that back in. Let's tighten this back down. Not a crazy amount though. All right, that's off. All right. Same thing with this. We are just going to take this old wire off with a flathead. Poppy pop, poppy pop. Here's some trash. Here is the new one. Well, let's take this off first. Here is the other old connection. Don't lose your nuts, boys and girls. Let's put that back on. Now that we've got that back on, we can put this on. So this alternator is probably going to outlast the life of this car. One is right here, and the other one is right here. Ratchet this bad boy down. There's that bad boy. Ratchet this bad boy all the way down. Ooh. that is all of our bolts in. We are going to put our fan back in. All right. So this thing was just barely hanging in there. All right, there's one 5/16 bolt right here. This thing was literally barely hanging in there. Whoever sold her this car is not a very good person, in my opinion. Because they didn't even screw the bolts in all the way. Like, come on, bro. You can at least screw it in, you know? I mean, Jesus Christ. It's hot. I got that one in. We got this one connector that goes in right here. Now we've got this bad boy to get. So that pulley just goes all the way down like that. And then we can flip this belt right back on there. And then you want to make sure that your belt is all lined up still. You want to make sure that it's not overhanging anywhere, like right here. You want to make sure that's not overlapped. Right here, you want to make sure it's not overlapped. Down here, you want to make sure it's not overlapped. But that's our alternator completely in. That's it. I just got this socket off. Look at that. Look at that. You see how worn that thing is? That thing is destroyed. All right, now I'm going to splice this. And that's so, I got that all spliced up. You can see that. Oh my God. What an atrocity. But it should get her through the day. All right, what else do I got? What else do I got? You always want to double check everything. I've got to put that back on. That's for sure. How about we do that? Got that back on. So let us get the jumper cables and she should be good to go. All right, I've got the jumper cables all hooked up. Oh, let's start this beast. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. God, look at all that shit. All right, will she crank? I'm sure she'll crank, but will she stay running? She is running. Let's take these jumper cables off and see what they do. Negative, positive, negative, positive. Seems to be running. I've got to put the cowl back on, or the cover. This cover back on. There we go. Alright. That's it. Woo! Well, car's running. That took a little longer than I thought because of that bolt. That bolt was ridiculous, I'll tell you that. I'm glad that it worked though. So one bolt turned that job from a 30-minute job to freaking an hour-and-a-half job. Whew. I tried every wrench I had. I can't believe I had to take that fan off just to be able to beat that dang socket in there. But we did her. We beat her up, got her done. She's done, and I got $100 in my pocket. Woo! Headed to the next job, y'all. As always, like it, subscribe it, comment on it, let me know everything you know, and I will see you on the next one.